Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a look outside our weather window today. And another summer-like day all across north central Washington with temperatures well into the 90s for almost all locations. Not so much record-setting temperatures like we saw yesterday, but boy, plenty of heat for this time of year. Beautiful shot looking back at the Columbia River. You can see Turtle Rock there in the center of your screen. That's from our Rondo Sky-Fi Tower camera provided by Localtel. And there weren't too many clouds out there for relief, just a little bit of a breeze. But as we get to tomorrow, we will see a cool down and the winds will pick up. And that means we're all under a fire weather watch for tomorrow. And that includes a big chunk of our viewing area from Wenatchee over into Moses Lake, also Ellensburg. And boy, that extends all the way east into Ritzville and to Wilbur. And we'll talk more about that and your weekend weather coming up a little bit later on. And now here are a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Washington State Patrol trooper based in Wenatchee caused an auto wreck and suffered minor injuries yesterday on Blewett Pass. The man accused of attacking and strangling a Wenatchee hotel employee he summoned to his room to fix a toilet pleaded not guilty yesterday. And the number of people who have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine in Chelan and Douglas counties rose slightly over the past week. Unfortunately, so did the number of COVID cases. But first, our top story tonight. Threatening messages on social media led Quincy Middle School to lock down yesterday and then cancel in-person classes today. Quincy police say a 15-year-old made threats on Instagram to open fire at the school on both the school's page and a staff member's personal account. The youth was arrested and police said the threats appeared not to be credible. The school building is scheduled to reopen for classes on Friday. In other news, a Washington State Patrol trooper based in Wenatchee caused an auto wreck and suffered minor injuries yesterday on Blewett Pass. 47-year-old trooper Jeremy Weber was parked on the shoulder of Highway 97 4 miles north of the summit just before 12:30 p.m. when he made a U-turn back into the roadway and struck a northbound SUV. The other driver was not harmed, but both vehicles had to be towed. Trooper John Bryant with State Patrol District 6 says Weber was on duty in an unmarked patrol vehicle at the time.
He was faced northbound and wanted to stop a car that was going southbound, basically over towards the top of the pass. Checked and looked and saw a vehicle go by, and then made the U-turn. Did not see the second vehicle, which was I guess the second vehicle was sort of following the other vehicle. They're driving together, and that other vehicle struck him as he made that U-turn into the lane.
Weber is a Waterville resident who's been on the State Patrol since 2011. He was treated for a complaint of neck pain and spent today recuperating at home. Bryant says an internal investigation will review the accident and Weber may face administrative penalties for causing it. The man accused of attacking and strangling a Wenatchee hotel employee he summoned to his room to fix a toilet pleaded not guilty yesterday. 32-year-old James Lawrence Jackson Smith of Michigan is charged with first-degree assault and kidnapping. He allegedly summoned a female employee to his room at the Wenatchee Super 8 back on May 20th and then tried to choke her unconscious. The woman fought back and Smith allegedly fled, only to be caught by a traffic stop by East Wenatchee police later on. Judge Leslie Allen set Jackson Smith's trial date for July 20th. He remains jailed in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center on $500,000 bond. Well, the number of people who have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine in Chelan and Douglas counties rose slightly over the past week. In its weekly vaccination progress report, the Chelan-Douglas Health District reported that 51.14% of Chelan County residents and 44.1% of Douglas County residents have received at least one dose of a vaccine. Both those numbers are slightly more than 1% higher than numbers reported last week. The rate of new COVID-19 cases in the two counties was up slightly in the health district's thermographic this week, with 88.3 new cases per 100,000 residents over the past 2 weeks. That's compared with 82.7 new cases per 100,000 last week. Well, coming up next, Link Transit said yesterday it will continue to offer free rides on its buses until at least June of 2022. Good news for a hot summer ahead. The Splash Pad in Eastmont Community Park will have its opening day on Friday. And we'll tell you about a recently discovered rare plant near Malaga. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
The Tan Republic Bronze Without Borders membership is our best membership to date. Discounted monthly dues, access to over 65 locations, 25% off all products, discounted upgrades and spray tanning, members only specials, and of course, we treat you like a VIT. Very important tanner. Ask your certified Smart Tan associate how you can sign up for a Bronze Without Borders membership program today and save. Tan beautiful. Tan Republic.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Welcome back. In other news, Link Transit said yesterday it will continue to offer free rides on its buses until at least June of 2022. Saying it wanted riders to bypass the fare box and lessen contact between drivers and passengers, Link waived fares on its buses last March in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. In a press release yesterday, Link said continuing the no-fare policy is intended to help attract riders back to the system, which has seen a 25 to 30% drop in ridership since the pandemic began. Link pointed out it's been operating several fare-free routes for a number of years, and fares account for only about 3 to 6% of its overall revenues. Well, good news for a hot summer ahead. The Splash Pad in Eastmont Community Park will have its opening day on Friday and operate through the weekend. The Eastmont Parks and Recreation Department says the Splash Pad will cease running after this weekend for just a few days and then start operating June 11th for the rest of the summer. The popular Water Play Center was built in 2018, paid for by $500,000 from a capital improvement bond. The Department of Natural Resources was out in the foothills near Malaga recently, checking on a rare plant called Whitehead's milk vetch that is only found in the Upper Dry Gulch Natural Preserve. Department of Natural Resources Allison Morrow talks about this year's survey.
Hi, I'm Allison Morrow with your DNR report. Staff and volunteers with the Department of Natural Resources are monitoring a rare plant here at the Upper Dry Gulch Natural Area Preserve. It's a plant that's state listed as endangered, only found within a 3 square mile area called the Whitehead's milk vetch.
Which is a rare endemic plant that's only found in this area globally. There's only about 9 locations.
Every year, the group goes to the site to count the plants in specific areas in order to see if they're increasing or decreasing in number.
We're out here just to monitor the milk vetch over time and see what the population is doing. We've been monitoring this site since, I believe, the 80s, and at least one of the populations from the 80s.
They put tape out to mark areas where they've counted in the past. The 2 meter by 200 meter plots are used to compare the amount of plants from years past.
We just want to see what those trends are, what's happening, if the population's declining.
There have been 2 fires in the area in the last 10 years. The number of whited milk vetch increased initially after the fires, but since then the seedlings have declined, likely due to competition with non-native grasses.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Did you know people 65 or older make up 12% of the U.S. population but consume 34% of all prescription drugs? Protect yourself and your aged loved ones from prescription errors. Always read labels carefully to avoid mistakes. Ask your pharmacist if over-the-counter medicines conflict with your prescriptions, and never skip doses or take more than is prescribed. This message sponsored by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. Call 1-800-572-4459 for prescription assistance.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Time now for our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCW Life's Megan McPherson introduces us to Milo the dog.
Hey everyone, Megan here with the NCW Life channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Milo's joining us this week. Can you tell us about Milo?
I sure can. Milo is about 3 years old, and as you can tell, he loves affection, absolutely loves people. His time here at the shelter, he doesn't love being in the kennel. He wants to be with people so badly. But the great thing about Milo is he actually goes to playgroup too and seems pretty friendly with most of the dogs he's played with here. He also lived with kids, but he is pretty big and he's kind of excitable, so maybe small kids aren't the best thing. He tested excited with cats, so he's probably should not be in a cat home.
Yeah.
But he absolutely loves his people, and he's just a really, really good-natured dog. He's learned to sit recently, and he's quick to learn. He's super treat motivated. And this is basically how Milo always is. It's like if you're around, he just wants to be pet, and he just wants some affection.
What should someone do if they want to adopt him?
All they need to do is call the shelter at 662-9577. Milo is ready to go home today and would love to be in a home. Right, Betty? Yeah.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open by appointment only. Call them at 509-662-9577 to schedule a meet and greet, or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you all had a great Thursday. Boy, it was another hot one out there all across North Central Washington. Here's our beautiful shot at the Wenatchee Valley from our Wenatchee Heights cross camera up that way. And you can see just a few wispy high clouds in the afternoon today, but it was well above normal as far as temperatures go once again. Unofficially, high temperature at Pangbourne, 92. That may be even ticked up a little bit as we get into tomorrow. We'll let you know about that. We could be about 93 or so. It was still a hot one, but not quite as hot as it was in 1970. 98 our high temperature record back then. By the way, 75 is our normal high, so still well above normal. And look at that overnight low temperature, 68 degrees, 53 is normal, 38 our record low, and that was set in 1976. Still no new precipitation. Haven't seen that in a while, and that 2.74 is now about 1.25 inches below below where we should be for this time of year as far as moisture goes. Sunrise this morning, 5:07, and it will set tonight for us at 8:52. Let's take a look at your Friday weather forecast. Many of you heading out, maybe doing a little camping this weekend. If you are, get ready for a big cool down. We'll get to that in a second. We're going to cool down about 10 degrees tomorrow. 86 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 85 for Quincy, 84 the high temperature in Wenatchee, 82 in Leavenworth, and 84 as well in Chelan. And watch out for some windy conditions. It's not going to be so bad in the morning, but then really come up in the afternoon. As we look at tonight's forecast, expect mostly clear skies out there. It will become just a little bit breezy and mild. And here's our weather maker that will begin to make its way in by the weekend, and that's really going to change our weather pattern as we get to Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow, not too bad. Sunny skies. It will become windy in the afternoon. Also cooler, as we just talked about. Expect about a 10-degree cool down tomorrow. Still upper 80s to around 90 in the Tri-Cities, but not that hot for us. Our big cool down, though, will come on Saturday as we hit the weekend. Mostly sunny and very windy throughout the state. We're talking 15 to 25 miles an hour and much cooler. High temperatures on Saturday, only in the upper 60s to maybe 70 degrees. As we get you to the end of the weekend, partly cloudy skies on Sunday, seasonably cool. That's temperatures around 70, about 5 to 6 degrees below where we should be. We're going to stay cooler than normal as well on Monday under partly cloudy skies, although high pressure beginning to nudge in once again as we get late in the day on Monday. For Tuesday then, mostly sunny skies. The good news, look at all the clear skies in the west. Good news, temperatures back to normal with highs at the end of our forecast on Tuesday in the upper 70s. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast now. And tonight we will drop down to 61 degrees. Remember, those breezes will continue and then really pick up by Friday afternoon and to Friday evening. I know that's not great news for graduation ceremonies tomorrow night. 84 the high, 56 the low, and look at this high temperatures we get into Saturday. 69 degrees. We're still going to see plenty of wind on Saturday too, and then things will level out a bit on Sunday. 70 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, expect mostly sunny to sunny skies and a little bit warmer each day. 74 Tuesday and 78 your high temperature on Wednesday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
At Wenatchee Powersports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Powersports.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. A local athlete has been selected to represent Washington at the Special Olympics USA Games next summer. Pete Van Wells says they recently found out that his daughter Grace was selected to compete.
Found out Friday out of 320 entrants, our daughter Grace Van Well, who's 23, will be swimming for the Washington State Special Olympics teams at National Games held in Orlando, which we're excited to go to Orlando, but we're just really, really pleased that Grace was selected. And boy, it was an emotional Friday. I was in between, and it was all on Zoom, and I was in between tears and laughter, and Grace, who doesn't emote very much, had a very proud smile on her face, though, and we can tell she's super excited about this opportunity.
Van Well says Grace watched her older brother swim competitively and wanted to do what he did.
Because of her autism, she wasn't ever really comfortable with us teaching her to swim, but on her own, she learned to swim. And then once she did that, then she kind of, one thing with her disability, she likes to mimic, so she wanted to do everything she had seen the typical kids do, jump in the pool, and then she wanted to do the stuff that she saw her brother do at the pool when he would compete.
Now, once Grace showed an interest in competing, the Van Wells got her involved in adaptive swimming at the high school and participating in the local Special Olympics program offered through the Wenatchee Parks Department.
Because they're limited in other ways, and they can't do everything, but just to have that, and it goes beyond Special Olympics. Carol and the Parks Department do a great job with Special Olympics, but then they have the social programs and stuff for these kids, and a lot of them are adults, and they need that social activity. It's just really great that we have that, and that we have people who are so generous with their time, and we've had people from the community that are so generous with their money and their financial resources to help keep it something that any kid can get involved in if they want to. And so it's just really a great feeling, and we love the Wenatchee Parks Department. They just are fantastic.
Grace is autistic, and while she might not show it to everyone, Van Well says she's excited to get a chance to go to Orlando next June.
She's excited, but because of her disability, she has certain things that she really loves, and one thing she loves is Disney. So if you talk to her, she's going to want to talk about Disneyland and not so much the swimming. But she does. Once she gets in the pool and once she's racing, she really, really loves it. And then if she can hit the wall first, she just is so excited. And it's something that she can't necessarily emote to everyone, but her mom and I can really sense it.
Congratulations, Grace Van Well, on being selected to represent Washington at the Special Olympics USA Games next summer. Well, for the seventh time this season, the Mariners were shut out in a game yesterday, this time by the Oakland A's, 6-0 the final. Sean Manaea was dominant on the mound, pitching a complete game, 4-hit shutout for Oakland with 8 strikeouts and 2 walks. Game really changed in the third inning during a 13-pitch battle between Seattle starter Chris Flexen and A's veteran Elvis Andrus. The floodgates opened after Andrus doubled, and Oakland went on to score 5 runs in the frame. Manager Scott Servais says he hoped to end the homestand on a better note.
Third inning got us tonight. I thought coming out of the chute, Flex was pretty sharp early on. His cutter wasn't maybe as good as it was last time out, but you go back to that third inning, and quite frankly, Elvis Andrus, who we've been kind of able to keep under wraps here the last few years that we played against them with Texas, got some big hits in this series. He had a big double off Hector, kind of in the middle of that rally last night. Tonight he threw the 13-pitch at bat against Flex, and then after that, they started putting something together there in the third inning. So obviously Manaea was really good tonight, and we knew it was going to be a tough one coming into this game. We're going to have to keep it close and hopefully keep yourself in a ball game and do something late. But you got to give Mani a ton of credit. He was really good tonight. Outside of the rally we got together in the fifth, we really didn't do much against him at all. But we had a good homestand. I was hoping to finish it off tonight with a W. Unfortunately, just weren't able to get it done.
Seattle begins a series in Anaheim tonight against the Angels. Justice Sheffield facing Griffin Canning. Well, Framber Valdez struck out 10 over 7 innings of 1-run ball to help Houston beat Boston 2-1. Joshua Fuentes went 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 runs to lead Colorado past Texas 6-3. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox are off to an 0-2 start on the young West Coast League season after narrowly falling to Northwest Star Academy last night 7-6. Voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, had the call on Sunny FM and has a report.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox put up a heck of a rally late in Wednesday night's ball game against the Northwest Star Academy, but ultimately it would be the same result as on Tuesday's opening night, a 7-6 loss at the hands of the Nighthawks. Wenatchee stole 5 bases for the second consecutive game after swiping 6 on Tuesday, and Gage Lockhart had a pretty good start. He only faced 6 hitters in his 2 innings on the mound, but he struck out 4 of the 6 that he faced. However, Wenatchee was really done in by allowing a combined 4 runs in the 7th and 8th innings. They would score 3 in the bottom of the 8th, but it wasn't quite enough. So the Apple Sox have today off, and they are back in action on Friday as they will travel to Portland for their first West Coast League series. Gavin Garrell will get the ball at 7:05. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. St. Martin's Mark Stewart was 2 for 4 at the plate with a run for Wenatchee, while Utah's Dakota Duffalo, also had a couple of hits. As Joel mentioned, they'll be on the road at Portland this weekend. Other West Coast League action last night. Port Angeles beat Highline 12-2. Cowlitz won its opener at Ridgefield 10-8, and in a battle of vegetables, the Gherkins edged the Pickles in Portland 4-2. Coming up tonight, Port Angeles hosting Highline. Northwest Star Academy heads for Bend to take on the Elks, and the Portland Pickles will host the Willamette Wild Bills at 7:05. Well, despite many of our area high schools getting ready for graduation this weekend, still some high school basketball going on. Moses Lake Christian knocked off Waterville Mansfield in boys play last night, 67-40. Coming up tonight, Cascade hosting Chelan, Wardens at Cashmere, Quincy hosts Omak, while Luke travels to Manson. Brewster plays at Okanagan, and Pateras hosts Cle Elum Roslyn. On the girls' side last night, Waterville Mansfield beat Moses Lake Christian 44-33. Tonight, it's Chelan at Cascade, Warden at Cashmere, Quincy hosts Omak, Brewster's at Okanagan, while Luke at Manson, and Cle Elum Roslyn at Pateras. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And that is going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL or 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington since 1984, providing the finest Bryant systems for both your heating and cooling needs. Along with prompt and professional service for both your residential and commercial needs, they also offer service and maintenance on your gas fireplaces. As always, Arctic is available 24 hours a day for any of your emergency calls. Whatever it takes, Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, the temperature experts.
The Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.